Good afternoon. I'm Lindsay Friend. I'm going to be talking to you guys today about the Missouri Solar Rebate. We might give people a couple more seconds to jump in here, and I'll get started in a second. First, a little bit about us and who we are as Simple Ray. We've been around for 10 years. We're one of the largest installers in the Midwest, the largest installer in Iowa, and we're excited to be working with you guys in Missouri. So we might give people a couple more seconds to jump in here, and then we'll start talking about the recently renewed rebates. So Missouri has rebates that were reinstated in May, and that's what we'll be talking about. First, if you need to contact us, you can give us a call at 1-800-8080-SUN. You can send us an email at hello@simpleray.com. or just reach out to us on our website at simpleray.com. If you have any questions during the webinar, there is a Ask a Question poll, and I will answer the questions that are posted in there at the end of the webinar. So, what we're going to be talking about today is first, solar power and what that is a little bit, the utilities that are participating in this rebate, and then what going solar in Missouri looks like and how we can help you do that. So solar power, you've probably seen it going up around you or seen it in California or other states, but it is happening. It's happening here in Missouri. Solar power is great because there's no maintenance required. We like to say it just sits there and works. You put it up on your roof and it just collects all the energy for you. You put it on a ground mount, it sits there and works. There are multiple incentives available, if that's the Missouri Solar Rebate or the federal tax credit, which we'll talk a little bit more about. There are a lot of incentives, and then it helps free up money in your budget. So for businesses, operating costs and electric can be a huge part of your budget. So having a dependable energy source that you know is going to produce energy for decades to come really helps free up some of your budget there. So the available financial incentives in Missouri are a federal tax credit, and depreciation, and then monthly net metering along with the rebates. So the federal tax credit, it is currently at 30% of the array cost. So say you install an array that costs $100,000, you'll get $30,000 in a tax credit. There's no cap on this tax credit. And for a commercial entity, you can roll the tax credit forward for up to 20 years. So say you don't have the tax liability to maybe take advantage of $30,000 in tax credits in 1 year, you can roll that forward to the next year, the year after that, however many years, up to 20 years it takes for you to take advantage of that tax credit. The tax credits are going to start stepping down at the end of 2019. So for this year, 2018 and 2019, the tax credit will be 30%. And then after that, it is going to step down. 2020, it'll be 26% of the cost of the array. 2021, it'll go down to 22%. And then at 2022, for commercial entities who purchase an array, it'll stay at 10%. Depreciation. So commercial properties such as a business or a farm that purchases a solar array, you can also benefit from depreciation. So that's an additional tax benefit of going with solar. Solar arrays are on an accelerated depreciation schedule, so this allows you to depreciate the cost of the array over a shorter time period than maybe some of your typical equipment that you might purchase for your business. Net metering. So net metering is another incentive offered in Missouri. The utilities in your state are required to offer net metering. And so what net metering is, it basically acts as a battery for you. So you have your solar up on your roof or on the ground mount, and it's collecting all this energy. And maybe in the middle of the day in July, your array is producing more energy than you can consume. So what will happen is the energy you consume on site will be used by your business or your home. The rest of that energy will get put onto the grid, and it'll make your meter spin backwards. And so when your energy goes onto the grid, you can pull back those credits at a later time. So say at night when the sun's not out and your array isn't producing energy, you pull those credits off of the grid and they're credited to you at the credit per credit basis. So what monthly net metering is you produce what you're producing in the month, and then at the end of the month, if you've overproduced, you get paid what's called an avoided cost payment, and it gets credited to your bill. If you haven't produced as much as you have used, you'll get charged for what you use coming from the grid. So that's how net metering kind of works for you guys here. So talking about the Missouri Solar Rebate now, this is kind of what we're here to talk about. So this was renewed in the month of May. It reinstates money for KCP&L, Ameren, and Empire to offer a 50-cent per watt rebate just for going solar. So those three utilities are going to offer a 50-cent per watt rebate based on what you install. We expect this rebate to save 25 to 35% of the cost of the array for customers. And these rebates are awarded on a first come, first served basis. Each utility, KCP&L, Ameren, and Empire, are all approaching their rebate a little differently. So we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like. So KCP&L, both for the Greater Missouri operations and their Kansas City operation, their rebate application is slated to open October 15th, so less than a month away. But this is contingent on Public Service Commission approval. So they put forth what they want their program to look like, and the Public Service Commission has to approve it. So if that is approved, the rebate application will go live and open October 15th at 8 a.m. KCP&L has $8 million that they're awarding in rebates for both their Greater Missouri and Kansas City territories. So they have a total of $16 million that they're going to hand out in rebates. And then again, that's awarded on a first come, first served basis. Ameren, their application is scheduled to open on November 1st, again, contingent on Public Service Commission approval. Their 2019 rebate allocation is going to equal $10 million. And then Empire, actually their application is already open. Empire is the only utility that did not meet the threshold for the first rebate application, so their rebates have not actually gone away. Their application period is open right now. So if you're in Empire and you're looking to do this, their application is open right now. So going solar in Missouri, and how do you take advantage of these rebates? It's important to note that your array does not need to be installed to apply for the rebate. You just need to have the process started. I don't know if you see October 15th and get a little antsy. Nope, you just need to have the process started. Process for us. You connect with us at SimpleRay. We provide you a free quote. We get you in contact with a renewable energy consultant. They come out, they take a look at your business, they look at your property, they provide you with a quote, and then if you're interested in pursuing solar, we move forward with the project. So we apply for your rebate, and then if you're awarded a rebate, we continue down that line with you of interconnection paperwork and inspections and things like that. But don't worry, at SimpleRay, we make solar simple, so we handle all of the paperwork for you there. And if you guys have any questions, I'll answer the questions that are posted now. So Carl asked, how long do I have to use the credits I get for net metering? So in Missouri, you have monthly net metering, so that means the credits that you get during July, you use in July. And then if you overproduce, the money that gets credited to your bill gets put on your next bill cycle. Ben asked, what is the deadline for utility applications? So there isn't really a deadline. It's first come, first serve. So as soon as the money's gone, the rebate is gone, and Ameren opens their rebate November 1st, but then every year after that it's September 1st. But there's no real deadline. It's just when the money runs out, the money's gone. Carl, really great question. There is a cap of how much you can get for the rebate. So if you're a residential customer on your electric utility, you can qualify for a 25 kW cap. Or sorry, you qualify for a rebate up to 25 kW. So you can install a 25 kW system, and then they'll award you 25 kilowatts in the rebate. And then if you're a commercial entity, the cap is 150 kW. At 150 kW, that does get into a bit of a sticky situation, because net metering laws in the state of Missouri cap net metering at 100 kW, but that's just something you'll need to talk with your renewable energy consultant and our engineering team, and go back and forth to see what really works best for you. And then when are we paid the rebate? Yep, that is a good question, Ben. So the rebates are to be paid out 30 days after your system becomes operational. So that for the rebate, that means 30 days after whenever the utility comes out, switches your meter, and turns your array on. They'll pay it out within 30 days of that date. So is there any other questions? If you do think of a question, but you haven't posted it. How much does it cost to see if solar will work for me? Lewis, we provide free solar quotes. So if you get in contact with us, we'll have a renewable energy come out, and it doesn't cost you anything to see if solar is a good fit for you. We take a really consultative approach, so we try to design the system or an array that works best for you, and that doesn't cost anything for you. That, I think, is all the questions that we have. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to email them in or give us a call and reach out, and we can answer any of the questions you have then too. Thanks. Have a good day.